Hey everybody, it is EDUT 501, week number 7. Angle is a little bit lower this week because I normally record on my laptop. I'm looking at my laptop webcam and it's just not working. So what do we do in education? We pivot, right? So I'm looking slightly lower than normal. I'm probably going to look like this to actually look at my screen because it's up against my screen right now. And that's okay. Camera's better, position's a little more awkward, and I don't want to like hold it higher while I'm talking. But week 7, we're looking at Google Classroom, talking about lesson planning. So just like with past weeks, the week 7 page is pretty light. There's not too much there, but really where you get the meat of the content is in the discussion board and in the Google Doc around assignment number 7. So let's jump into both of those. Discussion board. Are you ready for this? The biggest myth in education. Learning styles. Are you a visual learner? Watch the video. It's a long video, just under 15 minutes, but it's gonna make you think. I'm looking forward to reading the discussion board posts. I don't want to do too much more about that, but there's actually a couple different videos in that, and then a prompt. Figure by week 7, you've got like the basics of like, that's a great point, that students matter. I also agree that students matter and teachers care about students, which to be honest is how I tend to write when I'm a student in discussion board posts. Just kind of a general thing. This week is probably not going to be that. So, kind of remember the norms, respecting others, being honest, and, let's have a good conversation this week. It's going to be exciting. The other big thing this week is your lesson plan. You're going to be in Google Classroom. Again, take a look at this Google Doc that lays out step-by-step directions and includes the rubric. Look at that early and make sure you're going through those, particularly because like, the first couple steps is like, click here, here, and here. Those are 3 different resources. Make sure you go through those and you've got them locked in. The other great thing, and there's a great screenshot of this, of what the layout should look like in Google Classroom. If you've not dug deep into Google Classroom and the layouts around resources, that screenshot alone, you're gonna be like, oh, that's what we can do. The other thing I love with it, I used to be against emojis as an educator. I'm actually for them now. Step 1, then an emoji, and then the title of the resource as a way to visually, like, very quickly see what's going on. Like Curiosity Spark might be the little like boom emoji. That's what the boom emoji looks like. So don't be afraid to use those. I use those mostly. I find adults actually appreciate them the most because it's a visual reminder to what that is actually about. Screencast might be like a laptop icon, something like that. So go through all of those, make sure you're carefully following directions as to what gets posted into Blackboard for your submission, what needs to be linked, what actually gets uploaded. We've been through that enough, so hopefully that's good to go. Just take care with that. And then looking ahead, next week, Google Educator Level 1 certification. So with this is the big thing. It's not just like, yay, you're in Blackboard and you're doing discussion board posts. No, why am I down on discussion board posts today? I don't know. But this one is, you are actually going to go through, you're going to give me a screenshot, upload to Blackboard at the end of week 8. This is not this week, right? We're looking ahead. And then you're going to have a blog link submitted around it. The goal is to actually like follow along with some videos, learn about Google Educator Level 1 certification. You're going to go through the fundamentals training course. Depending on how confident you are, you might just skim it. You might really dig in and complete a lot of the resources and tools and readings and watchings, and really just kind of study as needed for that. And then in week 8, you're gonna go and take the test, right? Depending on the timing, probably not gonna get a score right away, but the goal is to take your screenshot and submit that, and then you have a blog post around the reflection. Making sense so far? So that's the big thing. Why do I mention that in week 7? Because in week 7, Friday of week 7 is our recommendation. You're going to register for the Google Educator Level 1 exam. If you want, like, hop on your phone, set an alarm. The goal to do that, it takes at least an hour to do. I think I registered, like I blocked off time in my calendar. I re-upped with my level 2 certification. I think it's good every 2 years. I was like, all right, I'll do it like Friday from 1 to 3. And like registered Friday and like got the registration like at 2:30. I guess I'm doing this next week. So in week 7, you're gonna register for it, and then you have a full week to actually take the Google Certified Educator Level 1 exam. There's a link on the week 7 page for that. Just try and get the timing just right on that, so it's not too early, not too late. Gotta get that Goldilocks moment. So that's what that is. One last plug for that. If you are looking at the resources and you're thinking, I got this, and for the most part, you've got this, consider, after this course, looking ahead to level 2 certification. There's more advanced items. There's also less used items. Jamboard is significantly used and tested in the level 2 certification. There's a bit more around like Google My Maps, the Google Cultural Institute that maybe has a new name. Just kind of all of those things. That's not just like, mail, Drive, Docs, calendar. It's not the kind of the core ones. It's kind of all the things. You're looking at Blogger and some of the nuances of Blogger, using it with students as part of level 2. And then if you're looking at that, the next step above that is either being a Google Certified Coach, in which case you need to actually log hours and report them as coaching people. Could be informal. Hey everybody, I'm a 3rd grade teacher. Meet me, Thursday from like 3 to 4:30. We're gonna dive into Blogger, right? Like that would count as a training. It could be presenting a conference. It could be, kind of throwing your hat into the ring to work at your district or nearby school, or move into more of a leadership position, giving trainings, or even, starting some consulting. For a while when I was teaching 2nd grade, I think every other Wednesday, I was at a school district training up people on just Google Docs. They're like, so is this like Word, but you can share it? Was kind of where they were at, right? And it, if you end up getting that consulting, it's some good pay. So all of those would count as a coach. I don't do that because I don't want to have to log the hours, and I just want to be able to work with teachers and not have to worry about keeping track in that way. And then the kind of the ultimate goal for you, if you're looking at this and you're like, yes, I am all in. These tools are transformative. I love it. I want to find other people that like do this all the time. You have each other, and a Google Certified Innovator would be the last step. You pitch kind of a product of what that's going to look like, and then apply to it. You apply with a video, and then if you get in, you spend some time at a Google campus. I don't know how long it is these days, 2 or 3 days, I think. And you come up with an innovator project, and then you get in their Google group, you get different emails. The Google group sounds lame, but it's educators around the world sharing amazing resources, asking questions when you really get stuck on a thing. And then at bigger events like ISTE, Google for Education has a get-together, a party. They have a bunch of their engineers come. The Google for Education team is there. They make you sign an NDA, so a lot of times you get a sneak peek of like, this is coming in 6 months. And so you can start to like think ahead of, how do I prepare my teachers? How do I prepare my students? How do I think of like some lessons that might fit in with this new product? And then you're very quiet about it for 6 months. So that's fun. You usually get a couple drink tickets. There's sometimes like popcorn, some snacks, and they'll usually have the different teams. So like when they rolled out Jamboard, the Jamboard product manager was there. So you get to actually like literally tap a shoulder and say, let me ask you some questions about that, or I have some ideas for that. And they're really open to working with Google Certified Innovators. So I'm coming up on my 10-year Innovator anniversary. Google Teacher Academy is what it used to be called. It was Google Teacher Academy Mountain View, which for me is just north just up the peninsula, Google's main campus. We spent 2.5 days there. Yeah, really good times. I met some incredible humans that I'm still very much in touch with. I think I mentioned a few of them along the way. If you, which course is that? It's not this one. It's one where we talk about sketchnoting and visual literacy. Sylvia Duckworth, met her in Mountain View in 2012. She has a great book on sketchnoting for educators. So some extraordinary humans you're going to meet. And it's an amazing community. So yeah, if you ever have questions, reach out to me. That is a lifetime offer. So like in 5 years, you're like, Bill talked about Google Certified Innovators. Happy to hop on a call, answer some questions via email. It's good stuff. But the first step in that journey is Google Certified Educator Level 1. That's due week 8. You're registering for it this week, week 7 on Friday. So reach out with questions. Happy week 7, everybody. We're coming up on the tail end of 501. It's exciting times. Happy week 7, everybody.